social media was an accelerant for anti-Semitism, the cheapening of our language, genocide, and using those terms. I mean, that's just categorically not what occurred in the Gaza war, whether it's the blood libel, whatever that is called. It's like Israel never targeted civilians. And they never tried to starve or committed any kinds of genocide. And that's been what's so difficult for me is like being devotion to Israel becoming increasingly incompatible with being a proud Democrat now too.
During his interview with Bari Weiss on her podcast, Honestly, Senator John Fetterman seems to have a difficult time understanding why there's been this groundswell of anger and criticism toward the Israeli government. Bari Weiss thinks it has to do with algorithms and social media platforms. But I have a different answer. What say you, Jake?
Yeah, so Israel did commit a genocide. They did starve people, and they own bitches like John Fetterman, and they get the American government to work for them, but also tons of people in media, including Bari Weiss, because as you're about to see, the media in this country is covering up the land theft that is definitively happening in Gaza, and you're gonna see evidence of it now.
That's exactly right. So Israel has apparently destroyed more than 1,500 buildings in Gaza since the ceasefire was reached back in October 10th. Okay, so since October 10th, they have destroyed 1,500 buildings, many of which, of course, were residential homes. And all of these structures have been destroyed where Israel is essentially occupying 53% of the Gaza Strip. So there's supposedly this yellow line, and the area in which the IDF is currently at, they're basically doing these controlled demolitions. They're demolishing the homes. Now, the reason why this is relevant is because according to Trump's peace deal, Israel is supposed to withdraw from the Gaza Strip eventually. But it's become abundantly clear that that is not what they're gonna do. That is not what they intend to do. And in fact, they're clearing the way to essentially settle that land. So let's get to the actual evidence here. So BBC's Verify was able to make this assessment using satellite imagery as recent as November 8th. But they do warn that the actual number, the specific number of destroyed buildings could actually be significantly higher because satellite imagery is not available in some areas in which the IDF is occupying that 53% of the Gaza Strip. Now, verified videos showing controlled demolitions and excavators tearing down buildings published to social media since the ceasefire have also been geolocated to areas behind this so-called yellow line. And while there are absolutely some concerns that Israel is, doing what they typically do, violating the ceasefire deal, an IDF spokesperson told the BBC, or BBC Verify specifically, that it was acting in accordance with the ceasefire framework. And you know what, Cenk? I think this might be one of the rare instances where the IDF is telling the truth, because I don't really trust the Trump administration in wanting to broker real peace between the Israelis and the Palestinians. I mean, Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, salivates at that oceanfront property, right? So, I mean, it starts with the 53% that Israel is currently occupying, and I'm sure it'll expand further from that. Now, let's see what accordance with the ceasefire looks like according to the Israelis. So we're gonna show you a few examples that were provided by BBC Verify. Again, these are structures that have been destroyed since the ceasefire. So this is Abbasan al-Kabira, and you see the image on the left-hand side. That's on October 14th, 2025. And then as of November 10th, 2025, all of those structures have been destroyed, absolutely demolished. Lana Khalil, who actually used to live in that area before she was displaced to nearby Al-Mawasi, described her home as being a heaven and full of farms and vegetables. She says that the Israeli military left nothing to us. They demolished everything. Our hearts are broken. Guys, I mean, just think about your home and what your home represents. It's the place you go to for comfort, for safety. It's where all the things you love are. And Israel just comes in, destroys these homes, and the US just sits idly by, allows it to happen. In fact, bankrolls it. Let's give you one other example. This one isn't as stark, but you can see that the remaining structures were destroyed. This is in Al-Bayuk, and on the left-hand side, you'll see what it looked like on October 14th. And as of November 5th, anything that remained was pretty much destroyed. So the destruction is also taking place in Gaza City. Let's be clear about that. And Israel has defended its actions by claiming that they're dismantling terror infrastructure, because that's all they need to say. They're demolishing terror infrastructure, use the word terrorism, use the word terror, and all is good. They can get away with anything.
Yeah, so obviously they're never gonna withdraw. We told you that from day one, we were right. Meanwhile, mainstream media said, oh, well, that's conspiratorial and how dare you, beloved Israel, and they're just doing self-defense. We said that they would take the land. Now they have 53% of the land. We said they would destroy things and then rebuild it for Israel. Now they're destroying literally everything in the part that they control. They haven't followed the ceasefire at all. They also continue to bomb Gaza. They've killed hundreds of Palestinians. Scores of children have been murdered by Israel since the ceasefire because their plan has always been, and we told you they're paying $1,500 to American mercenaries. They were earlier for every home that they destroyed. And Anna's right, imagine it's your home. It's got all the pictures of your family in there. It's got all your worldly possessions. It's where you grew up or your kids grew up. And they come in and they bulldoze it, they explode it. And then they say, yeah, of course. And then you ask them, why are you doing that? They go, well, we need a safe haven for Jews. But the Palestinians don't need a safe haven. The Palestinians deserve no haven, no home, nothing. Israel has the right to take all their land, murder them, ethnically cleanse them from that land, and then take it for themselves while our grotesque media and our grotesque politicians cover for them and go, oh no. And you see that bitch Fetterman? Oh, you can't call this a genocide. Oh no, I don't know why. I mean, how dare they say things like this about Israel? Oh, come on, man. You're pathetic, but you're not just embarrassing yourself anymore. You're embarrassing us. You're a United States senator who's sitting there groveling at the feet of Israel and Netanyahu, go, please, I'll send you more, not of my money, of my taxpayer money. I'll rob them for you. I'll rob their money and give it to you for ethnic cleansing. And then he goes on the propagandist Bari Weiss's show called Honestly. And they talk about, it's poor Israel. Why is social media showing Israel's crimes? We used to be able to cover up all the crimes with mainstream media. Don't worry, Barry's now in charge of CBS, and soon she might be in charge of CNN. And don't worry, Larry Ellison and all the other people have literally said in public, no, we're going to support Israel, and that's why we're buying up the media. But don't say it because it's a trope, right? It's a trope. But they're saying it, we're not saying it. And now it's clear as day, and you're seeing it in the pictures, and BBC, thank you for covering it. You need to go to outside of American press for it. Yeah, absolute destruction of all that land so that Israel can come in and say, well, there's nothing left to come back to. So the Palestinians can't come back and we're never leaving. And I guess we're gonna have to rebuild it. Well, we'll rebuild it for Israel. If you think they're not gonna do that, you're either a liar, you're biased and you can't see straight, or you're the dimmest light there is. Like, oh, I wonder why they are destroying all the Palestinian homes. And it looks like they're not leaving, even though they promised to leave. That is so strange. It's not strange at all. That was the plan all along. The only question was, how much of Gaza could they steal? And right now it stands at 53%. Anyone telling you anything else literally works for Israel and does Israeli propaganda on their behalf. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.